of NEP is to give this kind of openness where they should develop. I mean, it actually cuts off the rote learning. This particular conical, this architecture,
Beautifully engineered.
Fascinated, beautifully engineered.
So it gives credence to the fact that your journalistic career, starting from your Times Group, has changed your holistic understanding.
I would like to relive.
Surrounded by the serene vibe of Mandsaur University's cafeteria section and a freshly served hot coffee in hand, I am Zia, welcoming you to a special episode of Campus Khabar brought to you by the Department of Journalism and Mass Communication. Today, we are not just talking about an education, we are talking about the strategy and the vision behind it. We are joined by a personality who is a masterclass in institution building. A man who has navigated the high-pressure newsrooms of the Times Group and served the hallowed halls of IIM Jammu and ITM Ghaziabad, and now steering the future of our very own Mandsaur University with full zeal, enthusiasm, energy and charm. He is a professor of strategic management and a prolific writer also, who has written a very famous book, MBA Meri Zindagi, and greatly describes himself as a perfectionist learner. Please welcome our Honorable Vice Chancellor, Sir, Dr. Rajiv R. Thakur, Sir. Sir, thank you so much for joining this heart-to-heart conversation. It really means a lot.
I feel honored. Thank you, Zia, for having me here.
Really is a pleasure, sir. And today we are not in any boardroom meetings. We don't see you in any formal convocation or formal addressing any meeting for that matter. We are sitting in this surreal and peaceful atmosphere. How does it feel to be, other side of the mic, which is officially a student-centric program?
I'm really liking the entire environment here.
It's been for you, I mean, I believe 2 to 3 months in the Mandsaur. How does this treating you?
To be precise, October 14th I joined here, and of course, yes, 2.5 months.
So we'll keep this conversation rolling in a way that we can also do the walk the talk. We can just have a look at this campus 1 and then we'll head to the campus 2. We have a very beautiful and surreal location in the Mandsaur city, which is known as Telia Talab. So we'd love to take you there, and then by end of the program, we can just have maybe a brewing cup of coffee with
Wonderful,
you.
wonderful.
How does it sound,
I
sir?
think few of the spots in Mandsaur that have really attracted me. I've started loving this, what you call as Telia Talab. Many of the metro cities also in India don't have this kind of a privilege, having this kind of a serene beauty around, birds, fish,
Wonderful.
and of course the birds chirping around.
Like you come from a Taiwan city
Yes,
in the country, and right now you're in Mandsaur.
yes.
What is your vision in a future course of action? How do you want to change it, personally with under your leadership?
Frankly speaking, Zia, though my immediate past has been in the tier 1 city, you can call the capital of India,
Absolutely.
Delhi NCR. And though I'm settled there and I have been there since 86 when I joined my graduation in Delhi University.
Mm-hmm.
But then I have never hesitated to move out of Delhi NCR.
Mm-hmm.
And it has always been wonderful exploring new places, new cities, both big and small. Now coming to this institution, the university, I think my vision would be to further enhance, make it more contemporary of the times, today and tomorrow, and make it more relevant and make the mission behind it more relevant. Because I think in 2015 when it became an university, and even before that, in 1994-5 when it was a college,
Yes, sir.
as an MIT engineering college, and then we had a pharmacy college. So the promoter, as I understand, and I call him a social reformist more than a minister or a political figure, So I see a deep intent in the transformation of this region as the objective behind setting up this institution. And I think, as I told you, as things are unfolding, the higher education world is changing. Both it offers great opportunities for youth of this region and youth of the country.
Yes, sir.
But at the same time, it has its own challenges. So therefore, it is important that the university, while it believes in its intent of transforming the region by empowering the youth, providing the right skill and the right knowledge, making it relevant for their career and their lives. So it is important that the university evolves itself and keeps pace with the changing times, the need of the industry, need of the other sections of the society. And therefore, by vision, as I told you, if I were to very briefly tell, that we would like this university to remain contemporary. We'd also like to, contemporary when I say, I think the motto that we carry, or the philosophy that we carry, is to dream, learn, and lead. So we provide an institution where the dreams of the students, of the youth can be realized. And in order to make them realize, we provide them the right learning opportunities which create knowledge and the right skills in them, and then enable them, facilitate them to evolve and groom themselves so they can establish themselves as a leader.
Wonderful.
Whichever field they are in the society.
Excellent. Before we step in further, I just want to request my cameraman if he can pan left and show show these beautiful students maybe who are in this campus. They see you as Vice Chancellor and they get at least these anxious faces whenever they see you. And you were also a student back then in your day one.
Yes.
So what were your dreams back then, sir? Let's keep this idea going also.
I think that's an interesting question. I think first and foremost, maybe positions and designations are there for the organizations to run. But as far I am concerned, and when I speak by heart to heart, and what I feel is that more I see myself one amongst the youth and the kids which I see around in the university. Still feel a student. And that's the beauty of being in an education.
Because कभी-कभार हमारे students भी बोल रहे हैं कि sir आए, and sometimes he keeps a check, and वो जो ही आते हैं, and he likes to be around us.
सिर्फ उतना ही नहीं, मुझे तो लगता है कि कई बार उनके साथ में बैठ करके चाय पीऊं, गपशप करूं, थोड़ा उनके साथ हंसी मजाक करूं, उनके स्लैंग्स को सीखूं और उनकी दुनिया में क्या चल रहा है उससे रूबरू हूं. So I think it's wonderful being there, and I think when you ask my journey and you ask me that, okay, and you're making me nostalgic. Those days when I just passed out of my school. Of course, the school creates boundaries. You have to be more disciplined.
Certainly.
Your timetables are more structured.
Yeah.
You are
managed properly.
And you are expected to behave in a more disciplined manner.
Certainly.
You need to be a school kid. So I was more keen towards my becoming an administrative, a civil servant.
Arey wah, wonderful.
So, and of course, that I pursued my journey until the time when the UPSC finally decided me not to select in my third attempt. So then I had to make a choice, and then of course I had my own journey. First with the corporate for about 10 years, and then of course I decided to switch over to academics.
So your Bihari education landscape has changed the entire grid and your, persona. That's how you are right now.
I would say partially yes, but then, as I said, my journey has been. Now, if I recount my journey in last 58 years, I have been more number of years outside Bihar. First of all, if I talk about Bihar as a land, as a geography, it has also different areas. It's not one culture, one area, one language, which normally is understood outside Bihar. So, on the north of Bihar, which is across Ganges, you have primarily the Mithila region, which is properly one of the popular things is your Mithila art, the Madhubani paintings that you might have heard of.
Yes.
Secondly, Sitamarhi, and so it's the birthplace of Sita. And then you have a closer boundary, adjacent boundary of Nepal, where you have the Pashupatinath temple there. And coincidentally, as far India is concerned, Mandsaur has one in Pashupati temple here, which is, of course, I am told is about 800 years old. So there must be some connect, So coming back to that geography, so I belong to North Bihar and I am a Mathil. So in Mithila is rich in terms of food, culinary, I would say. And if you ask me, we are fond of sweets.
Wonderful.
And of course, litti chokha is something which is very popularly known outside, which is primarily, again, the food. Of course, now it is universally popular, but it originates from places like Bhojpur and Ara, Chapra. So those are the areas where this food was more popular.
Okay.
But then, of course, litti chokha is there. But what we relish is what we call is. Have you heard dahi chua? So, nahi. So we mix curd and the bitten rice, what is called the chilwa. Here you call it poha. So it's an interesting, and then you put jaggery and other thing mixed. So I love that. I love khichdi.
Coming from eatery to your website, it's such a curated, sir, and it's a comprehensive, chunk of knowledge there. I mean, I've seen your photographs, I've seen your family pictures, I've seen all your academic records that you have already put there. And there in the website, I found interesting line, which is a perfectionist learner. How do you define that? And I mean, we often see the world is so messy.
Yes.
And how do you balance that? I mean, being a perfectionist learner. And what did the idea come from?
I think much credit goes to my tenure with Times of India. It was about more than a decade. And that helped me not only in terms of developing my writing skills and journalistic skills.
Wonderful.
But at the same time, I was more educated about the design, the creativity, the branding. Because the period when I joined Times of India, the entire newspaper industry and newspaper as a product was evolving from purely news, stale news to an infotainment. It was
based on information as well as entertainment.
Information as well and entertainment. And that was the time when liberalization happened, a lot of industries came in, businesses were booming, brands were coming, and therefore newspaper became a good platform, and so was the electronic media for branding exercises. So being in newspaper, one was very close to see these brands and how the advertising and these are being created and all these things. And incidentally, the Miss Femina, Miss Worlds, and you have all these the beauty queens that have
and all.
the main. So it comes from the staple of Times of India, the Femina, Miss World and all that. So Femina is a product of Times of India.
Yes.
So in fact, as personalities also, these beauty queens were around the corners and the buildings of the Times of India. So in fact, in a way, one became very close to the branding and
marketing.
And the marketing, and therefore when it came to creating a website, which I thought it was very, very important. I was really impressed by few of the websites of few of the key individuals. I don't remember a few names. Of course, one of the names of Shiv Kumar is there, which has a very good name. He was the CEO of Nokia and Cadbury's and many others. So I took a personal interest in developing it.
Website.
Still lots of research.
So we'll give credence.
As I find you in these initial discussion, the kind of research that you have done on me, I would have done lots of research in shaping my website. And though I had a professional to develop it, I was personally keenly involved in what kind of content, what kind of photograph, how the design and layout. And I think it is very, very important today for every individual, whether it is a professional, I would even tell about the students to come to have a website or a media social media
or any blog for that matter,
social media presence or a blog. Yes.
So it gives credence to the fact that your journalistic career, starting from your Times Group, has changed your holistic understanding, branding your own identity,
and in so many
and marketing.
ways. And in so many ways, I find that tenure of 10 odd years has contributed, shaped my career and shaped my working, even within the academics. And I seek to gain advantage out of that time that I spend there. कौन से क्लास के हैं आप लोग?
सर ये बीटेक सीएससी,
अच्छा,
मैकेनिकल इलेक्ट्रिकल।
अच्छा, क्या बात है। तो कौन सा कोर्स करवा रहे हैं अभी? बैठिए।
एनवायरमेंटल साइंस।
एनवायरमेंटल साइंस, अच्छा, इसलिए आप लोग प्रकृति के नीचे हैं, एनवायरमेंट के पास होकर के आप कर रहे हैं काम। आपका शुभ नाम सर?
अनिल सिंह।
अरे वाह, वेरी गुड। कैसा लग रहा है भैया आप लोगों को यहाँ पे? अच्छा लग रहा है। तो ऐसे पढ़ाई कितनी बार करते हो आप लोग? हाँ, करते हैं? नहीं, आप बैठ करके कीजिए, आप कोई ऐसी बात नहीं है। तो आप चलिए बताइए, कोई एक आदमी खड़े हो जाइए, कोई। तो ये कैसा लग रहा है यहाँ पे आपको पढ़ना?
सर अच्छा लग रहा है।
अच्छा लग रहा है। कहाँ की हैं आप?
सर मैं नीमच की।
आप नीमच की हैं।
हाँ।
तो नीमच की क्या सबसे अच्छा है? नीमच में क्या क्या है उसके बारे में थोड़ा बताइए। नीमच के बारे में।
सर नीमच के अंदर, नीमच का एनवायरनमेंट बहुत ग्रीन है।
अच्छा।
वहाँ पर लोग बहुत ज्यादा फ्रेंडली,
अच्छा,
नेचर के,
अच्छा,
घुल मिल के अच्छे से बातें करते हैं।
अच्छा, और उसके बाद वहाँ पे क्या इंडस्ट्रीज काफी हैं?
पंचायत तो सोयाबीन की इंडस्ट्री।
अच्छा, मुझे सुनने में आया था कि नीमच में सबसे बड़ा हर्बल ये है मंडी है वहाँ पे।
हाँ।
आपको पता है उसके बारे में? गई हैं कभी आप वहाँ? हाँ।
ओल्ड वाली तो रेलवे स्टेशन के इधर है और न्यू वाली कनावती के इधर है, जहाँ पूरा इंडस्ट्रियल एरिया।
तो जहाँ पे भी है वो हर्बल, लोग कहते हैं कि देश के विभिन्न क्षेत्रों से वहाँ पे हर्बल की खरीदारी करने के लिए आते हैं, खरीद बिक्री होती है। अपनी पढ़ाई के लिए कोई टूल यूज करते हो आप?
सर मेनली ईएसटी में जैसे हमारे टेक्स्ट बुक्स तो हैं, बट उसको समराइज करने के लिए, रिवाइज करने के लिए डिफरेंट एआई टूल्स है, जैसे जेमिनाई हो गया गूगल का, और ओपन एआई का चैट जीपीटी हो गया। उसमें हम वी अपलोड द पिक्चर्स एंड असाइनमेंट्स, तो चैट वो एआई जो है हमें उसे डेटा समराइज करके दे सकता है।
तो एआई को लेकर के ये बड़ा डर पैदा किया हुआ है कि हमारे लोगों की जॉब्स चली जाएंगी, ऐसा कुछ है क्या?
डेफिनेटली ऐसा तो है,
हाँ, लेकिन
इग्नोर नहीं कर सकते।
हाँ।
बट इस एक फील्ड में जो प्रिसीजन है वो एआई हासिल नहीं कर सकता। फॉर एग्जांपल अभी ही ले लेते हम, जैसे मैं जैसे कमिटीज में भी हूँ, काइपोच है और इसका हम वो बना रहे हैं पोस्टर, तो हमने उसको एआई से भी बनवाने की कोशिश की और हमने उसे खुद से भी डिजाइन करने।
तो आप ये कह रहे हैं कि जो ह्यूमन माइंड है और जो वो सोच सकता है, जो उसकी क्रिएटिविटी है, सोचने की क्षमता है, वो मशीन उसको ओवर पावर नहीं कर सकती फिलहाल। चलिए, बहुत ही बढ़िया लगा आपसे बात करके। और प्लीज
I mean words को मैं फॉरवर्ड करता हूँ कि ऐसी जो लर्निंग है, डेफिनेटली वी हैव टू एनकरेज दैट लर्निंग।
Yes,
हम पुराने जमाने में तो देखते हैं अर्ली इन द 90s एंड अर्ली 2000s, सो आज हमें ऐसे दृश्य देखने को मिल रहे हैं।
जितना ओपननेस देंगे, जितना डायलॉग देंगे, जितना बच्चों को, बच्चे स्टूडेंट फ्रेंडली, और फ्रेंडली होने का ये मतलब नहीं है कि यू आर पैम्परिंग देम। आप उनको अपॉर्चुनिटी दे रहे हैं उनको एक्सप्रेस करने के लिए, उनके आइडियाज को यू आर रिस्पेक्टिंग देम, यू आर एनकरेजिंग देम to think analytically on to solve certain problems problems, think very differently. As the student said, AI has its, they can, but how you can beat AI? By thinking differently. And in fact, when we talk of new education policy, the new education policy, and maybe if you have time, we will talk on that.
Certainly, sir.
So in fact, the focus of NEP is to give this kind of a openness where they should develop. I mean, it actually cuts off the rote learning, which used to be earlier. कि हाँ आपने 10 क्वेश्चन था, 10 क्वेश्चन पढ़ लिया और दे दिया और डिग्री कर लिया. It's not that. Here, right now, you need to create certain kind of skills where the skills is defined, which would be talking about the technical skills. You will be having the temperamental, behavioral skills. You will have the social skills, and there will be, of course, what will be needed in the domain. Say, suppose if you are an engineering student, your knowledge in that domain would be important. But then your knowledge about how that engineering is contextualized with the society, with the nature, so that understanding can be developed unless only when you are able to understand this society, the other dimensions,
Certainly.
and you have the knowledge of those things as well.
And Dr. Rajiv Thakur sir, as perfectionist learner, ये हम कार में जानेंगे. तो
Thank
मैं अपने
you.
viewers को
Thank you.
बोलूँगा,
Thank
चलिए
you.
आप
Thank
हमारे
you.
साथ आ
Thank
जाए.
you.
We'll move
Thank
to
you.
campus.
Thank
too.
you. Thank
Please.
you. एक मेरा हॉबी है कि मैं जब खाली होता हूँ तो सोचता रहता हूँ
जी.
चीज़ें आती रहते हैं दिमाग में,
जी.
तो ये परफेक्शनिस्ट लर्नर मुझे लगता है कि लोगों ने कई बार मुझे, मेरे सीनियर्स ने कहा है कि he is very meticulous or he wants perfection, but at the same time no one can be perfect.
Perfect at the end.
So perfect अगर कोई नहीं है, but at the same time you are aspiring to be perfect, but in that aspiration you are also a learner.
जी.
बिकॉज कई बार आप मिस्टेक करेंगे, आपके कुछ टेस्टेड फॉर्मूलाज होते हैं जो कि एक कॉन्टेक्स्ट में वो वर्क तो कर गया, बट सडनली आपके आसपास की चीजें बदल गई.
You learn and unlearn.
You
things,
unlearn
basically.
and unlearn, you know.
Learn and unlearn.
And now you have a term called VUCA, you talk of brittle, you know,
बिल्कुल,
volatile,
बिल्कुल,
and then
बिल्कुल.
you have uncertain, and then you have complex,
Yes.
and all that, all these terminologies. तो जब आप आते हैं तो जो आपने सही कहा कि you really learn and unlearn, so there cannot be a full stop. It is always a dynamic
Learning is
process.
always
It's a flow concept.
Certainly.
So therefore I thought I think it was something more appropriate to call myself perfectionist, as well as at the same time I tend to be learner, and I really believe it, and I really practice.
And उसके बाद में हमने एक और रिसर्च किया कि that you list spirituality as one of the core competencies.
Oh my God.
And how does that guide your decision जब आपको administrative call कुछ लेनी होगी सर?
जी जी जी.
उसमें आपको वो कैसे काम आता है?
मेरे लिए spirituality is not religion.
अच्छा.
Religion also has a spiritual element, but spirituality can be minus religion, right? और spirituality का एक important चीज है कि आपको एक कहीं ना कहीं अंदर से एक आप किसी भी unknown पावर पे आप बिलीव करते हो, वो एक फोर्स आपको गाइड करता है.
जी.
फिर आप अपने आप को अंदर यू लुक इनवर्ड, यू टेंड टू लुक इनवर्ड. आप जिसको कहते हैं ना कि हाँ यू आर मेडिटेटिंग, आप योग करते हैं, आप मेडिटेशन करते हैं, यू कीप क्वाइट एंड देन यू थिंक अबाउट योरसेल्फ, गिव सम टाइम टू योरसेल्फ. I think these are the ways which I think these are the components, these are the tools by which I think you can be spiritual. Now when you do this, तो कुछ चीजें जो मुझे लगता है कि एक चीज तो है कि when you connect, deep connect, or I think incidentally I am a religious person also, but religious minus I would say rituals many a times. बट देन रिलीजन में जो एक हमारा एक कनेक्ट है एक सुपर पावर के साथ, एंड दैट सुपर पावर बीइंग अ हिंदू मैनिफेस्ट्स इटसेल्फ इन मेनी फॉर्म्स ऑफ गॉड एंड गॉडेसेस. तो जब आप वो करते हो तो आपका जो एक कनेक्ट है, तो आपका फेथ और ट्रस्ट वो बड़ा स्ट्रॉन्ग होता है. और वो फेथ और ट्रस्ट ये करता है कि आप इस निष्कर्ष पे रहते हो, और ये चीज आज मैं ये फील करता हूँ कि जो हो रहा है वो भी उसकी मर्जी से हो रहा है। और अगर डिफिकल्ट से डिफिकल्ट सिचुएशन में मेरा ये विश्वास रहता है कि आई विल बी प्रोटेक्टेड, आई विल बी टेकन केयर ऑफ, राइट? सो दैट इज नंबर 1। सेकंड, कहीं ना कहीं आपके स्पिरिचुअलिज्म में, और खास करके कभी आप मेडिटेशन करें, अपने को सोचें, अपने के लिए टाइम दें, तो आपका जो थिंकिंग पावर है, थॉट प्रोसेस है, उसका डायरेक्शन है, नए थॉट्स है, नए आइडियाज है। मुझे लगता है एक क्रिएटिव पर्सन को, एक इनोवेटर को आई थिंक स्पिरिचुअल होना भी जरूरी,
बहुत जरूरी है।
से फॉर एग्जाम्पल आप वो देखिए, आप अगर एक म्यूजिक में, जो क्लासिकल म्यूजिक और किसी भी फॉर्म ऑफ म्यूजिक है, अगर आपने खास तौर पे अगर आपने कभी ऑब्जर्व किया होगा उनको प्ले करते हुए, गाते हुए, तो यू विल फील दैट दे आर नॉट इन द ऑडियंस, दे आर कनेक्टेड टू समवेयर एल्स। सो वो जो
सूफी की बात
वो जो सूफी की बात करते हैं, वो जो सूफीज्म की बात, तो वो भी जो है वो कहीं से वो पावर है जो कि उनको एनलाइटन करता है, अंदर से एनलाइटन करता है। तो ये मुझे लगता है कि कहीं नहीं, मैं आई एम नॉट डिक्लेयरिंग माई सेल्फ कि आई एम अ ग्रेट थिंकर और मैं बहुत एनलाइटन हुआ है, अचीव, बट वट एवर आई डू, वट एवर आई एम, दैट हेल्प्स मी टू, I think I feel that nice ideas, good ideas, creative ideas come in, even in my day-to-day practices, even in my own personal life, in my family life. तो जो आप कह रहे हैं कि जब कभी कोई एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव कॉल लेने की बात होती है, अपने लाइफ के विषय में कॉल लेने की बात होती है, अपने फैमिली के विषय में कॉल लेने की बात होती है, तो मुझे लगता है कि एक तो मुझे उसको ढंग से एनालाइज करने की एक शक्ति कहीं ना कहीं रहती है, और फिर बिना कॉन्सिक्वेंसेस के, और एक निडरता जो है ना, एक कि हाँ, यू आर कॉन्फिडेंट एंड यू बिकम फियरलेस। तो डिसीजन लेना है तो लेना है, और सही लेना है, और एक साथ में इसमें रहता है कि गलत नहीं करना है, गलत निर्णय नहीं करना है, छल कपट का निर्णय नहीं लेना है। एंड इफ यू आर ऑनेस्ट, इफ यू आर discreet, I think then you are very very confident कि, and you don't think about consequences, you are confident कि जो चीज के लिए, जिस इंटेंट के लिए आप डिसीजन ले रहे हो, that will come out in a positive way, और कहीं फिर गड़बड़ भी होता है, तो then still you feel कि भाई नहीं, ultimately ये जो है, that superpower, some force is there to take control of it. So that's my concept of my spiritual journey and spiritualism when I say.
In proximity to the campus too, which is a hub of the medical landscape rather, sir.
Very
and
true.
where we have a nursing college, I mean, nursing, Ayurveda for that matter,
yes.
I mean, which is booming,
yes,
and which is growing. The students are very energetic. So we often see you shuffling and coming and attending these meetings and, guiding these HODs and faculties. Yes. So what are the things that you like about both the campuses for that matter? Right now we are in the campus too. I mean, we would want to know your view, sir. We have a great swimming pool here for that.
Yes, that I'm aware of. And then of course we also are on the boundaries. We have a school also.
Yes.
The Mandsaur University school. Yes. Promoted by from the same group.
Yes.
And I think, see, you call it an administrative call. I don't see it an administrative call. I think I see it. Okay. I feel that for me, I have, since I have been into leadership positions, I have hated to be seated in my room and in my on my chair. It is the last thing, and it's a last priority for me to do so.
Okay.
Unlike many of the leaders, with all due respect to them. And I have never believed in protocols and hierarchies. And therefore, my belief is that unless and until I am in the forefront, I am interacting with the key stakeholders, with the students, the faculty, the staff. I am close to the classes being held, or the students who are in the classroom, or they are in the field playing somewhere. I don't get that feel and understanding what is happening and what they would be expecting. I might be thinking, or the university might be thinking that they are doing the best, and our aim is, objective is to give them the best. But then there are always gaps. you know,
Lacuna, certainly.
and the lacunas, and which we need to understand. So I think the objective is to familiarize oneself rather than do any kind of a policing or do any kind of a monitoring and this thing. But yes, of course, if you move around, there is a natural consequence or a natural outcome where the things are being more, people are aware, they feel that they are being watched, they have been monitored.
So that's what Campus 2 is all about. Like,
Yes,
it's all about the
so
together,
there's this particular conical this architecture,
beautifully engineered.
Fascinated, beautifully engineered, and I think that's something which differentiate or signifies Campus 2.
Yes, and
of
we have
course-
a MIS in proximity to this
Correct.
area. And I
Yes.
believe these tiny kids would be getting a lot of encouragement seeing these, professors coming from a credible experience and professional experience.
Very true.
Don't you think so, sir?
Very true. I mean, they come
कि
and our
बच्चे भी
focus-
जा रहे होंगे साथ में,
साथ में जा रहे हैं।
यूनिवर्सिटी भी है साथ में, एक छोटे बच्चे भी पढ़
So,
रहे हैं।
I mean, if you go to the universities abroad,
Ji.
and even now, then there are certain universities where this culture is intentionally being ingrained, where you have a family-like an environment, and I think you will be amazed in certain universities which may have a half a dozen or more
Ji.
Nobel laureates
Ji.
on the ground
Ji.
in their campus,
Ji.
and you will amaze that it would not be surprising that next to you in the cafeteria is a Nobel laureate having tea, as you may be having something else.
Absolutely.
So I think that's the culture which is which should be developed, and that's the beauty.
Sir, for every journalism student getting placement in a prestigious news organizations like Times Group is always a dream for any journalism
Right,
or media
right.
student.
Yes.
So you have spent a good 9 years in Times Group. So
Yes.
can you please enlighten us about that journey, please?
See, that was a very exciting journey for me. I must say, it was my formative years after completing my education. And as I told you that I was an aspirant for civil services, and of course, after it didn't happen, let me put it this way, then
Okay.
I had two choices, either to pursue my PhD with Jawaharlal University, or to continue or look for a career in corporate sector. And I must say that I was fortunate to start my career in media industry, starting with The Statesman for about a year, and then with the Times of India Group, which happens to be one of the largest media group, and as you said, very prestigious,
credible.
very credible, this thing. And the portfolio that I had, which had both the journalistic aspect of it and also the business aspect
Correct.
of it.
Correct.
And the second thing about that period was that the Indian economy was opening up after the sudden catastrophe, the collapse of the economy, and we had the IMF intervention, etc.
Okay.
So that time was a boom for the media industry, I would say.
Or a privatization to come in.
And since the privatization was also happening, so spending those formative years helped me in many ways. And one thing more that I would like to say is that media in particular has a peculiar advantage in the sense that while if you work with other corporates, you become a specialist in that particular corporate, say suppose FMCG, say suppose services industry,
Yes.
or maybe hospitality. But you work in the media industry, the media opens you opens doors for various sectors. You get your understanding of a smaller MSME sector to international MNC, and your interactions happen just not at the front end staff, but even in the corporate boardroom, you have an interaction, you understand them from the corporate boardroom angle as well.
Yeah.
So the understanding that it gave me of the whole corporate sector, as well as the nuances of the media industry, be it the journalism part,
Be the
or
storytelling
the
for that
branding,
matter.
or the storytelling part, or the branding aspect, because as I said, that media became a very strong tool and a platform for branding, promotion, and communicating with the consumers for most of the brands which came up that point in time, whether it was the Indian brands, but mostly that time were the international brands which were entering the Indian market.
Yes.
So be it Sony, be it Samsung, be it FMCG products or the automobile industry. And then we have a lot of international delegations coming in. The embassies became very active, and there were investors meet, there were trade fairs, etc. And there was a lot of happening which was going on in and around in the media industry.
In the media industry back
And
then.
you being there in that particular field, and Times of India being Times of India, it gave me a tremendous opportunity to understand and exposure. On the other hand, coming out from say the university system and also coming from a small town, let me be very candid that I was by that time, even having spent my days in the university, I primarily happened to be an introvert. I was shy.
Really?
Yes. But then the surrounding, the peer group, and mind you, you must be familiar with the culture and with the kind of people and the entire lifestyle of the media industry. The background, the employees, the journalists, the other corporate people they carry. So there was a lot of exposure and learning for me in terms of how you carry yourself, how you talk, your communication when you are interacting with presentations when you are interacting with government, you are interacting with the international companies, or for that matter, when you are going for the diplomats in the embassies, and then you are also moving on the ground.
You can say
So
change
then
the holistic approach.
approach. So then I think it was really, I would say, a phase of polishing, as well as knowledge gaining, information gaining, insights, and again, the peer group also provided a platform where I was learning in terms of knowledge and in terms of what I would have read more theoretically, even in my master's and in the Delhi University, having studied my economics, I could relate it what was happening. It was more business oriented, more social oriented, the social change. So that was a big advantage, and I see I can now have, when today the challenges of the industry academia gap, when there is a challenge of where there is a skill mismatch between what the institutions are providing and what the industry is looking for, I think I tend to have a better understanding of what should be the curriculum, what should be the training that should be imparted to the student, behaviorally how you intervene in those. So I think that was one aspect. The other important aspect, which incidentally I think I would have mentioned earlier, that as a part of destiny, I think I have been throughout my journey, of course, Times happened to be one of those early days organizations that I've worked with, but then later on also it has come where I have been associated with institutions at a time when a great transformation was happening. And this transformation process itself was a big learning for me, big exposure, because many I think new things happen when the transformation goes. You have to look things in a different perspective. So Times of India, primarily that point in time, and traditionally also was very strong in the Mumbai market. They were the leaders there. But as far Delhi goes, as far newsprint market is concerned, Hindustan Times used to be the market leader, either in terms of circulation, and circulation gave a higher share of advertising business to the Hindustan Times. But by that time, the new management, the new generation management had come in Times of India, and they wanted to really transform and dethrone the leaders in different cities. So what happened was that there was a determination that they wanted to take over the Hindustan Times in Delhi, which was not easy. And then, but then they were very, very, they felt strongly about it. All efforts were going on. And I think in that process, to understand the Delhi market and understand those, I think we have been we talk about competitive strategies or in the strategic management when I used to teach, but then this was something which I was really seeing it in the market happening. So that was a big and important opportunity platform for me to learn. Secondly, Times of India management also had a new thought process, understanding the new consumer, new readers which were emerging, and they thought that
their behavior,
the behavior, tradition, and also the kind of opportunity, the business and the revenue the market was having in store for the newsprint media. By the time electronic media also had emerged, but that they were not substituting newspapers, but rather they were complementing it. So what happened was that the management, and rightly so, I think they thought that, and I think I remember Samir Jain that time who was heading that the Times group. So he had a very firm belief that, in contrast to what the newspapers have been known for, that they were basically the news providers. In fact, that generation used to very strongly believe on, or had a very news and newspapers had high credibility.
So much of high credible
source. So in fact, and you'd remember, even now it is called as the fourth pillar of the democracy. And in fact, those was a learning platform. So in fact, the journalists, the newspaper, they were seen on a very higher altar. But then looking at the change which was happening, in fact, the transition happened was from a pure news platform to an infotainment
section.
You know, so when it started happening as infotainment, then the brand came into picture. You know, and then there were so many products. Then you had Delhi Times, which was more on fashion, and then you had so many things. We have the tractor coming up. I don't know if you know, we have a agriculture department, and we have very live
department there. Right.
So that's how it is. So coming back to what we were talking about, the brand. So the brand thing came up, and then another important thing happened was this Miss Universe and the Miss Femina India, and in fact, Femina was a very, very strong brand from the Times of India group stable. Now your question is that, okay, now from moving from there to academics, how was that journey?
What is that paradigm shift?
Yes, so shift was there. Shift was very conscious because
it was conscious. You used the word conscious.
Yes, it was very conscious because at some point in time, and I think with talking to my friends, talking to my seniors, talking to those people who were in academics, and especially I got connected with the management fraternity. Wonderful. So I think it came out that, okay, this can be an advantage, and there is a lot of opportunity shifting from industry to the academia, and I think it has proven right now.
Wonderful.
And I think in many ways I carry an advantage over, I would say, with all due respect to the researchers and the pure academicians without any having industry exposure. I think for them also it is very, very important to have some kind of industry exposure
Wonderful.
or the real life exposure.
Wonderful.
But then I tend, from my experience, I said it was a great advantage for me, and I carry a great advantage for me. So it has also given me a good network of people in the corporate sector, which I have been able to inculcate. And the art of creating that network also is something which the Times of India or my stint in corporate has taught me.
Art of creating a
So
network.
so if you have, I think while I have been talking my story, my journey, I have tried to highlight those points which I think today's youngsters must catch, pick up, and which will be to their advantage. Yeah.
So wonderfully explained, sir. And I mean, that's what we are actually looking for as a student of journalism, or as a journalism tutor for that matter.
Right.
And above all, you have authored some multiple books as well, which is there's one interesting book, very interesting title, MBA Meri Manzil.
Yes.
I mean, so many books other than that are you have authored, and credibly authored, and absolutely, but and readily and widely available on Amazon and other e-commerce platforms as well. So how did that writing parameter and writing skills come from? And while writing MBA Meri Manzil in Hindi, was there a specific student story, or a phase you had in mind while writing that book, sir? Or and that sort of writing skill, did it develop while you were in the Times Group?
Yes, it has helped me a lot because, as I said, I learned a lot from Times of India. And one important thing which has happened in those early stages of my career and in the corporate was that I was, now in retrospect, I feel that having a very strict boss, your superior, who is knowledgeable, who understands, and who has that intent to groom its subordinates,
Correct.
the mentees, I would say, I think that's a blessing which everyone should get. I think if any youngster is having a strict boss or a strict mentor and who is ready to teach, ready to groom, I think they should be feeling very, very fortunate and happy about it. And so it happened with me. So when I used to,
right guidance.
yes, and when I used to take to him my script, 1 page or 2 pages, whatever I used to write, my first draft, believe you me, I came back where not a single word was left without a red ink. So that was the kind of grooming that I had. So if you say that your writing skills, I think the kind of effort and the kind of learning that I had in that process, I think it has helped. But as is believed and as can be seen, that there are certain times natural flair also, but the natural flair is itself not sufficient. You need to work towards it, and you have to really develop it, keep developing over it.
And
as
read a
far
lot.
writing goes, you have to read a lot, you have to hear, listen, you have to write. And I think in my generation, I feel comfortable. I am not so very, very creative, or I am not very, very satisfied writing things on my laptop or even my the tab. But pen and paper definitely gives you more
Comfort, and that gives
comfort
that
and brighter
nostalgic
ideas.
feeling at the
Yes,
end,
and more brighter. You're comfortable when you're thinking more. Maybe because you have been used to this.
So you got a good
you
response.
talk about the writing skills. So coming back to MBA Manjil's story. So one thing, so you said, yes, couple of other books that we have written, which are around subjects, around certain industry, certain parameters. But then at some point in time, and let me tell you, this has been, and again, somewhere, some inspiration, and I have also mentioned this in this particular book, that I think there was some divine message or an intervention, understanding the need of this kind of a book. Particularly while you being in the institution, you're watching your the students who are coming, the kind of difficulties that they
Flights.
face.
Flights.
The plights, yes, and even for the parents. And on the other hand, as in the childhood, coming from a small town, and of course, I was lucky to be there in the Delhi University, but then
Carrying
the
that
kind of
legacy ahead.
yeah,
yes.
but then the kind of exposure and understanding that we lacked that point in time, and probably there were very few limited people to guide us.
Mhm.
But then this particular limitation has not been covered. That gap is not filled up even now. When we are talking of 2026, if you go to smaller towns or you go to generally mostly of the middle class or even the other this thing, even metros, I would say, there are very smaller section who are aware about these. Their awareness exposure is good, reasonably good, but then by and large they are at loss about finding the right path to the career. Where do they start? Where they should move ahead after their 10th or 12th. So first challenge comes after 10th, whether I should pick up science, I should pick up humanities, or should I go for commerce or some other courses. Now you have a lot of plethora of integrated courses also, which starts from 12th. No, so after that, what happened is, so that is one challenge I look at, where the students and the parents both need to have a proper guidance and some scientific guidance, scientific guidance. Now, so that's why you have many of the good schools, and in generally you will find that you have the counselors and you have the right people to guide you. But then many a times what happens, that schools have counselors, but counselors themselves, they are not educated. Now the next challenge is that, okay, after you have chosen that stream, so this book addresses that, okay, what is, while you are in the school, what should be the temperament, what should be the focus, even within, while you are studying in your, say, class 10th, 9th days, what kind of the behavior and what kind of routine and all these things that you should carry, that will help you. Now, mostly what happens that schools go to the kids go to the school, they attend classes, but when they come back to come back home, they hardly pick up any book, or they do any kind of self-study, or even the
reading.
Yes, and even the faculty, the parents, they are not so concerned about their learning. So it happens, it is primarily your passing of your exams, you know.
Yes.
And so that is something which this book talks about, that what you should be doing while you are schooling.
Wonderful.
Then secondly, it is very, very important for the kids to understand, and the parents in particular to understand, that they must understand the temperament and the interest of their kids before they finally decide that, okay, they should be taking a science or what kind of streams they should be taking, because that streams decides the future path of that particular kid. Now, most of the time what happens is that we go by this particular assumption that, okay, no, science is very, very important. But at least these days you have so many opportunities, even pursuing other other streams, where be it commerce, be it
arts,
humanities,
be it finance,
and others.
absolutely.
And then you have so many other options also. So now what is important is that you take certain tests, which are the psychometric tests and others. There are other ways. You should talk to your school teachers. You should evaluate the performance, the interest. You must understand the interest of the kid, where his interest is. And then maybe sometimes the kids themselves, they get enamored or they get misguided because of that time also there was, because of the peer group influence, etc. So they should be rightly guided. So that is another point which is addressed in this book. And once you have taken up a particular stream, and incidentally this particular book, coming from a management discipline primarily so far, this is my first or rather second stint as far university goes. So what happened is that so that particular time, if you are going for a management stream. So the second challenge is that, okay, while you are completing your 12th, you should be looking after what next. How do I prepare for my the other career path? First of all, what career path do I choose? Should I go for management? Should I go for defense? Should I go for competitive exams, or maybe some other exams, or some other profession? Maybe teaching, maybe other administrative services, banking services, and there are so many. So therefore, after you have decided that, okay, you need to pursue your management as a career path, or maybe engineering a career path, then you must understand that what are those examinations which you should be taking, how you should be preparing for those entrance exams, and subsequently what happens that once you have cleared all those, then what comes next is that what are those criteria around which you should be judging your or you're basically shortlisting your institutions, whether it is faculty or it is only the ROI, which normally one talks about immediate immediate placement CTC, but that should not be the perspective that what books highlights. And before this books has been talking about those criteria around which they should be choosing, which examination they should take up, what are the difficulty level, how do they prepare for those competitive exams, what are those parameters as I was talking about. So it is just not about your ultimately what is there on the website written that, okay, this is the CTC and you should be only going for those institutions which give you a higher CTC. But what your outlook should be, that where you actually gain the right competence, right knowledge, right skills, where you get that opportunity to connect the corporate sector, get the real life learning, where you have the faculty and the faculty encourages you to think more, give you that projects, assignments, real life learning, and develop your analytical and reasoning skills. Where do you get those certifications, workshops which actually help you, which simulate the industry, and how you prepare yourself with the right skills which will be which will be expected by the industry. So all these have been explained. Wonderful. And once you have made a choice of the institution where you have all these parameters, as I said, faculty, research, industry connect, the corporate, the curriculum itself. So if you want to be an expert in finance and you want to work in a finance and banking sector, then you must just not go by the institution. You must look at an institution which is strong in curriculum in the finance area. You must look at an institution which is having the faculty pool which is very, very accomplished as far as the finance is concerned. You know, so these are the certain criteria and the corporate availability which is available at the company to get into that sector.
Absolutely.
Once you have done it, the last and very important thing is that even when a student gets into a particular institution, because of the lack of the knowledge and the peer group understanding or their lack of connect, they are unable to, or they are not ready with the right kind of understanding that what they should be doing while they pursue that particular program. Now, many of the students, they have come while they have done their graduation and they have earned a degree, and they may have been a very studious, but I think when it comes to a professional learning or a professional course, it's just not about earning a degree, or it's not about excelling in academics. What is important is that you need to have a holistic grooming where you have to also focus on your grooming outside the classroom, beyond academics. What are the co-curricular and extracurricular activities you are engaging in? Another important way, how you are networking with your alumni, your seniors, your industry people. So all these nuances, even within the curriculum, why you should be focusing more on projects, summer internship projects, etc., so that get you the real life understanding. and then finally what is that you should be doing which prepares you for the placement and the placement interviews, etc. So all in comprehensive. And the last question that I think the basic question that you asked, did you have someone in mind?
Any student face
Yes,
in mind.
I think this is a common man's, and I think the majority of the faces which I see coming to the campus, and I think if I look back to my own journey, I think at some point in time that face also comes in my mind, and that individual comes in my mind. I think these people need this kind of a exposure and understanding, and including their parents also. And I think that's why I said it was quite inspiring for me to write this book. And another important, when you say that language, so when it comes to the non-elite segment, you say, and non-metro areas, I think the language which is more prominent and which is more easily understood is Hindi. So therefore I chose to write in Hindi. And let me tell you, this Hindi was my primarily, though I have been writing mostly in English language, but I wrote this book on my own, and I took someone's help to get it translated into English. So that was something very, very ironical, I would say.
I'm sure.
And then I think I have an English version of it as well, so which was also quite popular.
Wonderful.
But I someday now I think of updating it and making a coming out with a new edition.
And maybe a new book in
maybe
days?
yes.
You're on a project of writing something.
There are a lot of thinking which is going on.
So we are on a freewheeling conversation with our Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor Dr. Rajiv Thakur, sir. We are right now at Campus 2, and literally it has been so insightful, so conversational, so thought-provoking conversation with sir. Right now we have just discussed about how to develop about the writing skills, and how he has, rightly written some great books like MBA Meri Manzil, and how he had that one student in his mind where he curated that entire book, and where he has written through his perspective and lens. So this is a beautiful sunset, and it's a beautiful dusk time, sir. And at the Campus 2, it's a very surreal vibe here at the Campus 2. What we can do next is, with your kind permission, may we really proceed to the picturesque landscape which is known as Telia Talab.
I love that
Mandsaur
place.
is offering that place.
I love that
a
place.
beautiful lake, surrounded by a surreal view at least. And we can have a brief walk, and then we can follow the conversation from there.
Relevant projects, on-ground training, given by the industry experienced faculty members coming from the industry and taking workshops.
Yeah,
I think that's how their domain-specific skills are created. I never imagined that this place would have this kind of a restaurant and this setup.
one word to describe Mandsaur University students, rather.
Students?
Yeah.
Wow. I think funky would be the right word. I think I see them, high beat, high energy, high thrill, and I think with their naughtiness, they make you dance. When they sing, they make you dance.
They're always go-getters.
Yeah, go-getters kind of a thing. Yeah, so
Best advice you ever got?